What's going on, y'all? Jordan the Maestro back again with another video. Listen, today we're going to talk all about perspective, right? Perspective. And there's a couple of ways that we can take this because we know that's a very broad subject. But in pertaining to trading, very important that we take perspective as something that's very important here in a couple of ways. So first way that we should take perspective. First of all, I think we as traders, we come into this market and we see different things happen. We get excited at different things, but sometimes we don't take that step back and take into perspective what this really is, what this actually is that we're doing. We have to understand systematically, we've been programmed to think that we need to work a 9 to 5 and then retire at 65, and that's when we start enjoying our lives. So from the times we're very young, we're going to school and we're learning different things, different subjects in school. Then we're pushed and encouraged to go to college and find that career path and then get into a job and then climb the ladder and then eventually retire with a nice pension, and then you can enjoy your life. And listen, at the end of the day, this is not a 9 to 5 bashing session, because we need those who work a 9 to 5, because at the end of the day, the economy, the system would not work if people weren't working jobs. You need people who are working jobs. Now, where that may be for most people, there is going to be a small group of people where that doesn't work for them. And for those groups of people, for us, right, it's important that we understand first, when we talk about perspective, we are going against the grain here. We're going against the system here. So when we talk about Forex and you're talking about something where we are literally, some of us don't even have to get out of bed to trade and make money. And some of the money that's made is some money that people who are working 9 to 5s would be making for a day, for a week, and sometimes for the year or even a couple years. Now, we need to understand what that is. Like, when you are going against the system and you're saying, I'm making money this way, yet this way looks so much sweeter as well, think to yourself how much harder it must be to get to that level. Because I promise you, most traders come into this market with the wrong mindset. You probably saw somebody make 100,000 a day, 10,000, whatever amount you saw, and that drew you in, and that's okay. But as you come in, for you to think this will be in any way easy, you're leading yourself down the wrong path, and you're leading yourself to a lot of disappointment. And I'm only speaking from experience here. When I came into this market, I thought in 3 months I'd be a millionaire. I was following this compounding plan. I thought in 3 to 6 months I'd be a millionaire. I was really ready to just quit my job in like 3 months. But that's the mindset that we come in with new traders. We're excited, and that's okay. We're excited, but we don't put into perspective that if this was so easy, like if I could just stay up all night for 3 months or 6 months, and I stay up all night and learn all the charts in the world, and all of a sudden, I'm this super trader, everybody would be doing that. Every single person would be doing that. But there's a reason why people don't do it. And there's a reason why people who do it, the grand majority of them, over 90% of them fail. There is a reason for that. Because what you're trying to enter, what you're trying to break into is so tough. And the ways in which you're making money, it's so against how the system has programmed us on teaching us how money is supposed to be made, that of course is going to be tough to get into the circle. It's going to take a lot of sacrifice. And here's the thing, I think people know that it's going to take sacrifice. So yeah, they'll grind for a little bit, but that time factor, I don't think it has really clicked to people that you grinding and going hard for 6 months, even if you were going at this for 15 hours a day for 6 months straight, yeah, you'll get significantly farther. You'll understand concepts. You'll understand a lot of things by doing that. But your 6 months of grind still isn't enough, not nearly enough to get to the level of where these traders are. These traders have been doing this for years. Those of us who get to this level and who are making, and I'm talking about, look, let's just ignore the six-figure a day traders for a second. Just making a couple hundred a day is extremely impressive. Extremely impressive. Meaning you sat home and on your phone, on your laptop, you were able to capitalize on making $200, $300, $400, $500 in a single day without having to go to work. That is beyond impressive. And let's give credit to that. But even to get to that level where you're making consistently a couple hundred, it takes a lot of sacrifice plus time. You're not going to cheat the system by trying to bum rush it. You're just not going to do that. I want you all to understand that this is real, right? It's very much real. This is worth it. It is very much worth it, but it's not going to be rushed. It's going to take its time. But at the end of it all, you will never regret going down this path if you stick through it and you continue to get better each and every day and you don't give up. You will not regret it. Another way traders fail to put things into perspective is, for example, you have trader A who made $600,000 today, trader B made $6,000 today, and trader C made $60 today. They all caught the same move. Entered the market at the same time and exited the market at the same time. But what's usually always going to happen is that trader C is going to see that, well, I just made $60. And they're going to get greedy. They're going to overtrade. And they're going to put themselves in a situation where they blow not only their profits, but they blow their accounts as a whole. We're not putting into perspective that as crazy as this sounds, it's not always about the money. It's about the skill set. It's understanding that even if you made $60 and another trader made $600,000, if you guys both caught the same move, then guess what? You guys are in the same boat. The only thing that separates you two is going to be the capital. And I know there's definitely different emotions that are at play when you're dealing with larger capital. But what I'm trying to say is you are on the right track. There's not so much of a huge difference as there is to a trader who's just losing. There's not so much of a huge difference between you and a trader with significantly more capital at that point. But we fail to put that into perspective. We need to put that into perspective. You need to understand that you cannot rush the process. You cannot put yourself in a situation where you're over leveraging because you feel like the little profits that you made isn't enough. Some of us are on $300 accounts making $50, making $100, and we're still over trading because we feel like it's not enough money that we made. And we're looking at other traders and other profits that were made, not understanding that we really made an extremely high percentage on our accounts. We're not putting things into perspective. If you really put things into perspective, you would understand that if I just maintain this level of consistency by implementing this skill set and just continue to maintain, yeah, it might take a little while, but it may not take as long as you think if you're consistent. But it's all about your perspective on things at the end of the day. Sometimes traders come into this market and your perspective is that you're going to lose. You come into this market and literally your perspective is that you're going to lose. Why? Maybe because you've been losing your past 10 trades and you figure this is going to be no different, and you're in the market expecting to lose. And unfortunately, you're probably going to lose. Because another part of surviving in this market is having a strong mindset. You have to have that winning mindset. You have to be able to brush yourself off because you will lose, and you will lose a lot. Even when you're winning, you will lose. I hope that makes sense, because even when you're winning, traders who are making big numbers every day, they may not show you all the time, but they take big losses too. The difference is they've learned over time how to make those wins outweigh those losses, how to make sure that they come out profitable in the end. At the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of the month, they've learned how to do that. And even if they had a bad day or a bad week, they know how to bounce back from that. That is the difference there. But they didn't do that by having a losing mindset, by having a mindset or perspective of where they lost the last 3 trades and they're probably thinking that they're going to lose the 4th. That is not their mindset. I guarantee you that. They've been able to strengthen themselves, because ultimately trading is a mastery of self. When we talk about trading psychology, they've been able to master themselves and been able to get themselves to a place where they understand that even if they take losses in this market, even if they make mistakes into following their rules or whatever, they can quickly bounce back because they know they have that skill set and they know they are winners at heart. That is their perspective. So now, today, you need to ask yourself, what is your perspective in this market? Do you think it's just a game? Do you think that people are just working their 9 to 5s because they have nothing better to do? Or do you think they're really working their 9 to 5s because that is so much easier than what you're getting yourself into here? Do you think that people make so much more money than you in a day, but yet you guys catch the same move? Do you think that you're gonna rush your way of getting there by over leveraging? Is that what you think? Is that your perspective? And is your perspective that even though you've lost a couple times, you lost your past few trades, that you're gonna continue losing? Because I'll tell you right now, if that's your perspective, you won't make it. You will not make it in this market. You will make it when you change your perspective and put important things into perspective. And you realize that, you know what, what I'm doing here, the fact that I even know about this is special. And what I'm doing here is extremely special. I need to treat it with respect. I need to be disciplined. I need to be patient, but I also need to be grinding as well. I need to put in that work, and I need to just continue to put my head down even when I face small failures, take them as learning opportunities, and I bounce back up again. I need to have a winning perspective if I have any chance of making it in this market. And if you keep that and you fix your perspective into that kind of perspective, then it'll be a matter of time that you find yourself on the winning side of things. So I hope each and every one of you takes a good look at this market and starts putting things into perspective. This is a very, very special thing that we're doing here. And it's not going to be easy. It's going to be very, very difficult. But you can do it so long as you have the right mindset and the right attitude, as well as the right work ethic. All right? So I hope this video has been beneficial to you. Let's put things into perspective, guys. Jordan the Maestro, take care.